Hello everybody, this is Dragonzilla1991 here, and today/tonight, depending on what time it is when you're watching this video, I will be talking about the Mojo Fun Woolly Mammoth, which was another figure that I got last Christmas, just like the past few models that I've been reviewing lately. Now there's really no need for me to go into the history of this magnificent titan of the Pleistocene epoch. I mean, you should all know what the Woolly Mammoth was, right? Right? I swear, if there's anybody out there who doesn't know what the Woolly Mammoth is, I will lose all faith in humanity. But anyway, onto the model itself. Now this is actually the 5th Mega Beast figure from Mojo that I've ever gotten for the collection. The first one being of course the Woolly Rhino. And I will say that this is Mojo's new Mammoth figure, by the way, as they did another one years ago, which is still around, and I do have the miniature counterpart. However, this is the new one, as you can tell. The colour scheme is fairly identical to Coelodonta's, but just a bit lighter. Otherwise it's quite similar, and the tusks are naturally ivory white, although here they appear to look clean and only slightly weathered. Perhaps this mammoth has just had a wash, hence the glossy appearance of the model, and the inside of the mouth is quite dark, unlike the Eofauna figures, where their mouths are a flesh colour and glossy. For the paws, well, how do I describe it? He looks to be startled as if he spotted danger, because the trunk is raised between the tusks, he's got his mouth open, as you all saw earlier, and the right foot is just about raised, and if you place a predator in front of him, like say a Smilodon, then the pose fits, and it can also work if you surround him with Neanderthals. I meant to take a picture of him in front of the Mojo saber-tooth cat, but I forgot. I do apologise. However, the pose may not be alerting danger, but he could just be calling out to another mammoth. Also, going back to the tusks, I don't know if it's just in my head or not, but they kind of look a bit mastodon-like, even though they're clearly mammoth. And taking a look at his head, the eye area looks a bit shrink-wrapped. I don't know if it's just my imagination or not, but that's what it looks like. Interestingly, when I posted pictures of this model on the Mesozoic Facebook page, I had some members tell me that it's actually the Columbian mammoth, despite the fact that the figure is clearly representing the woolly mammoth. So either there are some folks who get the two mixed up, like those who are unfamiliar with prehistoric Protocidia, get both the mammoth and mastodon confused, or perhaps Mojo intended this to be the Columbian mammoth, but changed their minds and went for the woolly mammoth instead because it would sell better. Looking at the design of the sculpt, I can kind of see where they're coming from, like maybe the storage hump might be a wee bit too small, where it should be a little bigger, but that's just about it. I believe this model has all the correct features for the woolly mammoth. Also, Mojo's new mammoth does actually remind me a lot of the woolly mammoth models from the documentaries Wild New World and Monsters We Met. They're both the same interpretation, and when I looked this figure over when I received him, that's the impression that I got. So perhaps someone working at the company was a massive fan of the two series and wanted to pay homage to them. Well, either that or it's just a coincidence. But to me, it may be the colour scheme and design of the model that gives me the vibes of both shows from the early 2000s. So you could say it's a bit of merch to represent both programs. And also this figure does remind me of the woolly mammoth statue that I visited in Hull a few years ago. I did a visiting video on, the link's in the description below. And now for size comparisons. Well, this is what he looks like with the Mojo Fun Woolly Rhino that we looked at 3 years ago. Well, at least at the time of making this video. Links in the description below in case you're interested. Here he is with Mojo's new Smilodon, as well as their interpretation of Dinotherium. This is what he looks like with the Bullyland Woolly Mammoth, Gomphotherium, or quote-unquote Mastodon as they've labelled it. Don't worry, I'll talk about that soon. And the giant ground sloth Megatherium. Here he is with the Papomegalosaurus / giant Irish elk that we covered last December, link below. Here he is with his cousins, those being the Eofauna Scientific Research, American Mastodon and Columbian Mammoth that we reviewed last year, link below, as well as Tyrannosaurus Rex suit that wasn't too long ago, link below, and finally the Collector Deluxe Stegosaurus that was the previous review, once again, link below. So overall, what are my final thoughts on the new Mojo Fun Woolly Mammoth? Well, like other mammoth figures that I own in the collection, he's truly great, and in my honest opinion, one of the company's best. As I once said before, the woolly mammoth is one of the most easiest of extinct animals to reconstruct, so I believe that this particular model is bound to be scientifically accurate, unless of course there are any inaccuracies that I missed, to which you can all point out and inform me in the comments. Even though I suspect we'll get other woolly mammoth figures in the future, after the brand new upcoming one from Schleich, well at least it's upcoming at the time of making this video, I would still like it if Mojo made models of other prehistoric Protocidians, even if it's species that Eofauna have already covered, such as the Columbian mammoth or even the American Mastodon, to go alongside them, even though Eofauna make the best Protocidian models in the world. But still, it would be great if other companies did their own interpretations of these long lost giants. Anyway, this is Dragonzilla 1991 signing out. Take care, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.